Okay, hi there, it's Kim Willis again. Kim Willis again with the last Facebook Live for this week. The last one. I like this topic. I like all the topics, but this one is a good one, a real good one, I think. 4 ways to become famous online. 4 ways to become famous online. Right, now, are these the only 4 ways to become famous online? No, they are not. They are not. There's probably a list of about 10 different ways you can use to become famous online. And when I say famous, I'm talking about famous within your little space. The internet is big, global audience of billions of people, all of that, but the reality is that you can dominate, your little part of the internet, your little corner, your little pocket of the internet. So I'm gonna share with you my favorite 4 ways at the moment. In a month's time, could be different, but there are 4 that I'm excited about. 3 of them I've been using for years, and there's a new one that I'm just in the process of implementing, okay? And I'll leave that one to last. Now, before we get started here, let's just give everyone a little bit of a welcome. There's Diane. Hi, Diane. Okay. Yeah, Doreen as well. Great. Hi, Doreen. Jean. Hi, Jean. Val, good to see you again. Jim Short. Great. Welcome. Andrea. Hi, Andrea. Haven't spoken to you for a little while. Who else we got? Kyle. There's my mate Kyle. Hi, Kyle. Good to see you again. Kelly, yeah. Hi, Kelly. Great to see you again. Julia. Hi, Julia. Who else? All right. Everyone can hear me, I assume. All right. Well, let's get started now. Oh, actually, before I get started, just a real brief bio of me. I've been marketing online since 2006, so I guess you could say I'm a bit of a veteran. 12 years under the belt. And it's all I've been doing the last 12 years. I never, once I quit the rat race, that was it. I never went back. Okay. And I've had some spectacularly good years. I've had some not so good years, a bit of the up and down thing there. That's the life of an entrepreneur. But overall, it's been an absolute positive, a plus, and most of the time, a joy. I love it. I'll do it for the rest of my life. So, and now I'm a digital nomad. I've been traveling for the last 5 years with my sons. They're not quite in the same country, but my eldest son I'm in Cambodia right now. My eldest son is in Vietnam, which is next door, you might say. And my youngest son is in Hong Kong. All right, but we're all within this kind of Asian area there. And we're meeting up again in a couple of weeks for Christmas, which I'm really looking forward to. They're coming over here to visit me. All right. So if you're at that point where you're generating you've replaced your income, you're generating a full-time income. Okay, great. Congratulations. Fantastic. Very few people get to that point, get to that level. I take my hat off to you. On the other hand, if you're not at that point, but you've got an earnest desire to get to that point, well, plug into these trainings, join my group, Tri Builder Community, become a Tri Builder Core member. There's all sorts of ways that you can have access to this information, okay? Some of it's more intensive, okay? You've got to pay a little bit of money, but still, we have to invest in ourselves, don't we? That's one of the reasons why I've done well. Okay, now let's get onto this. Let's get onto this topic. As I said at the outset, 4 ways. They're not the only ways. There's probably about 10. In fact, I'll probably develop a course. I was thinking about it just before I got started here that I should develop a little course where I feature the 10, my favorite 10. Okay, and not only just feature them, but give you some good tips on how to do it, how to use them. But I've got 4 good ones. I couldn't think about doing the 10 today because I've only got 15 minutes. I've got a webinar, a training webinar in 20 minutes anyway, so I've got to be out of this call real fast. Okay, so I can only give small justice to the 4 that I've selected. 4 good ones. And let's start with number 1, and it's you've heard this one a million times before in all probability, but I better lead with it because I think that you know, if you're gonna become successful online, you need to have some kind of a presence, don't you? You want to establish authority early, and you want to build it often, okay? So that more of that know, like, and trust factor will kind of rub off on you, all right? So more of that know, like, and trust happy juice will be splashed in your direction, okay? So you've got to develop a presence. There's no real way around it. And because the internet is such a content-rich kind of a platform, we have to embrace the idea of content in its different forms. So what have we got? We've got written content, we've got video content, we've got audio content. They're the three main categories, aren't they? Now you can give weight or emphasis to one over the other two, or you can do all three. So me, the audio, yeah, I've done a bit of that in the past. Video, I've done a lot of video, and of course text, print, the printed word, printed on a computer screen. All right, so, but it's all about content, and content helps to educate your market about you and what you're on about. It lets them know that you're perhaps a person of competence, that maybe you're a person who is worth doing business with. So that was a bit convoluted, so let's get to the first one. The first one is a blog. The reason why I still like a blog, I still use a blog, I still have blogs. I've got two dominant ones, two primary blogs, focused on different topics in slightly different, or in different niches. But the reason why I like it is because I own it. I control it. Social media platforms, I don't own them, I don't control them. They can change the rules at any time, can't they? Yeah, they can. Video marketing, well, yeah, that's great, but we're going to be using someone's platform, and you know, such as YouTube or Wistia or something like that, and they could change the rules at any time, and they could ban us, they could close us down, anything can happen, right? Whereas with a blog, that's one of my digital properties. I own it, I control it, and as long as I keep paying the monthly hosting, I'm going to be good. Developing your own information products. That's another way of doing it, because not only will you further establish your credibility and your authority, you'll make some money, number two, and number three, you're adding to your storehouse of value, your storehouse of digital assets. And that's the way I like to think. I like to think of myself as being somewhat a bit more business-like in my approach. I'm not just an idiot marketer who jumps from one thing to another, etc., and who's always seems to be marketing something that they don't own or control, right? So I'm a great believer in developing your digital assets. So let's look at the blog. Different types of blogs, but the two main types, text-based or video-based. So you can have a vlog, a video blog, or you can have a blog which is more text-based, or you can do a combination of both. If you like doing video, you like recording video, well, you could think about doing a blog, a vlog, V-L-O-G. On the other hand, if you're happy and contented and you like writing, you like creating written type content, text-based content, okay, a traditional blog might be the go for you. Now, with a blog, you don't have to be posting every day, despite what some of the so-called gurus will tell you. Once a week can be fine in the early stages, just once a week. And it could be, an 800-word piece if it's going to be text-based. If it's going to be video, okay, maybe a helpful video on a topic that your audience is going to love. 10 minutes, a 10-minute video. That's easier, isn't it? Particularly if you're not real comfortable about typing and writing content. So video can work very well. It's quicker. It's for many people it's easier. So they both work. I like to do both. If I record a video that I think is going to be helpful for my audience, like a how-to video, a video that helps maybe solve a little problem that my audience is experiencing. Okay, well, I'll load the video to YouTube, and then I will also create a blog post. In fact, I'm going to be doing this on the weekend. I'll create a blog post that features the video, but will include some text. So it's like a combination of both. All right, so that's number one, a blog. Okay, who else have we got here? Yeah, hi, Andrew. Yeah, you said, yeah, great. Okay, BJ Grubb, hi BJ. Patricia, hi Patricia. Good to see you. Thomas, yeah, hey Thomas. Who else have we got? Diane, good to see you again. That's great. Ross, hi. Ross again. Ross from Sydney, I think, from memory. New South Wales, yeah. Australia, anyway. He's Aussie. Bill O'Leary, g'day, Bill. Good Aussie, welcome to you there. Jahira Botello, hi, Jahira. Nice to see you. Thanks for the, yeah, love it. Okay, so 4 ways to become famous online. The first way is a blog. Why? Because, well, because we own it. We control it. And my idea has always been, or my objective has always been to maybe foster relationships on social platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, but let's move them off there as soon as we can. Let's move them off there, move them onto your email list, okay? And then if you've got a blog, move them into your blog. Get them used to visiting your blog. So you could, if you've got them on your email list, then you can update them about your latest blog post. Okay, so they get into the habit of visiting your blog, and every time they do it, providing the content is good, every time they do it, they should have nice, warm, fuzzy feelings about you. About you. That's right. And, you know, you're starting to build your authority. Now, years ago when I was an affiliate marketer, and I was more of a high-ticket affiliate marketer, I lost count of the number of people over the years that I spoke to who said, number one, they were happy that I spoke to them on the phone, but they'd often say, man, I see you everywhere on the internet. I see you everywhere. And I said, really? Yeah, they said, you must be famous, right? So famous online. I said, well, look, the reality is, I hate to spoil it for you, but the reality is that I'm not everywhere online. I just happen to make sure that I'm in the places that people like you are going to be looking, right? And then the penny drops. They think, oh, right, yeah, okay, I got it. Yeah, because people, if they're in my niche, they're going to be using certain search terms on Google, for instance. So my idea is to see if I could get some of this content ranked on Google, right? So that when people do a search, up pops my name, right? And they think I'm everywhere. I'm famous. I'm only a little bit famous in these little micro spots, these little micro niches. Because each Google search represents a micro niche. So in other words, somebody types in a keyword phrase. It could be, I don't know, make money from home or something like that, or make money from home Australia or Canada or something like that. Okay, well, if I've made it my business to create some content that gets ranked on the search engine for that particular keyword phrase, okay, and they see my name, and then they type in another keyword phrase which I'm also ranked for, all of a sudden they're thinking, hey, this Kim Willis guy is everywhere. When the reality is he's not, I'm not. I just have a presence within these tight, small areas, little pockets on the internet. You got it? So that's where the blog comes in really handy, because if you understand how to create content that gets ranked with the search engines, you can pick up some free juice from the search engines. Okay, you didn't pay for that. You just invested some time. So that's number one, foundational for me, the blog. That's why even when I became fully immersed with social media strategies, such as using Facebook organic strategies, etc., I did not give up on my blog. No way. I didn't spend as much time on it because I was just so busy, but I did not quit on my blog. In fact, I've got a new post that was just posted on my number one blog. I got 2 blogs, as I said before, but I've got a post that was published just, when was it? 2 days ago, 3 days ago, right? So that's number one. Number two is the obvious one: social media. Now, I'm not saying, I'm not naming, I'm not going to just say Facebook or Twitter or something like that. I'm just saying social media. Choose your poison. Now, the big one for me is Facebook, okay? Because I think there's a lot of advantages that Facebook has over the others, including Facebook Lives like this, Facebook groups, Facebook pages, all sorts of things that you can do with Facebook. All right, but I also am a little bit active with Twitter and Instagram, but that'd be subsidiary. And if you still haven't made much money online, I reckon you got to focus on one. I often get people coming to me and saying, "Oh, you know, I'm doing Twitter, I'm doing Instagram, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing Facebook, I'm doing LinkedIn." I say, "Well, yeah, that's great, but what results are you getting?" Invariably, it's nothing much. Okay, and perhaps one of the reasons is that they're just not focused enough. They need to narrow the focus and get good at one and develop a presence with one. Develop a presence with Facebook, develop a presence with Twitter, or whatever it is for you. As I say, for me, it's Facebook. It's Facebook. And within my space, I've developed a presence. And that's what you need to do. So social media is fantastic. It's a way to get your name out there. But once again, as I said, you don't own it, you don't control it. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. And you know, they can change the rules and all of a sudden your grand strategy crumbles into the dust. So, but it's a great way to meet people, to establish some credibility, to build your authority and all of that. But your grand strategy should be to move them off Facebook, you know, onto your email list. And if you've got a blog, then you direct them to some of your quality content on your blog. The Facebook, you're not gonna, I'm not, if I let's say I write a piece of content and it's 1,000 words or something like that, or more, I'm probably not going to publish it on Facebook. I might just do a synopsis. I might just do a little teaser post, right? And then maybe I'll offer a free report or something like that, which will expand on it. And that will also direct them, as part of that, it'll direct them to my blog, okay? And certainly get them onto my email list. So you've got to use social media intelligently. Don't become a slave to it. Do not become a slave to it. Use it intelligently. You're using it to get people onto your list and into your world, into your realm, okay? That's what you want. That's what you want. It's the social media is not the be all and end all. It's just a means to an end. So that's number two. And number three, just got to check my time here because I do have a training coming up in 10 minutes. All right. Number three is another favorite of mine, and that's video marketing. Video marketing. And the platform of choice there is YouTube. But there are other video platforms out there for sure, but YouTube is like the bull in the china shop, or is it an elephant in the china shop? So YouTube, yeah, I like it. I like getting free traffic. I like getting free traffic from YouTube. And you don't need to get a lot of traffic to make it work. If you're getting the right type of traffic, traffic that is resonating with your content, they're really into it. And next thing you know, you're getting a lead, you're getting an inquiry, because in the description area on YouTube, you'll have some kind of a link, and that's going to it's going to encourage people to move into your world, once again, into your realm, okay, into your sphere of influence. So they go onto your email list, for instance. Okay, sure, you can invite them to come across to Facebook as well. If you've got a Facebook group, that's great. Facebook groups are fantastic. If they're used properly, they're awesome. But once again, ultimately, you're wanting people to be on your list, etc. So YouTube is great. Creating the right sort of content is a bit tricky if you're brand new at it. If you want to get some free traffic from YouTube, what you should do is decide on some topics that are likely to get ranked on YouTube. And often I look for micro topics because the big topics are too competitive. It's almost impossible to get ranked for those big topics. But some of the micro topics, if you can drill down, come up with some micro topics, and that could work for you. And that certainly worked for me many times in the past. And, you know, I've done pretty well with video marketing over the years. Yeah, I don't have, and you don't need to have a huge following. You don't need to have a huge following. If it's the right following and you're giving that audience the right content, that's all you need. That's all you need. You will be getting some leads. I don't know. I don't know how much I've made over the years, directly or indirectly from YouTube, but I reckon it'd have to be many hundreds of thousands of dollars just from YouTube. So, okay, it's spread over a number of years, but hey, I'll take that. I'll take that every day of the, well, not every day of the week, it's probably not going to happen, but I'll take that, no problems at all. I'm not going to complain about that. Sure, I had to create the content. I had to do some research, and that's critically important. I think a lot of people, when it comes to content, particularly video marketing, is they just kind of wing it. They don't even think about their audience. They just think about themselves all the time. They think about, oh, this is what I want to talk about, so I'm going to talk about it. But does your audience have an interest in that topic? Is that something real important to your audience? Is your audience searching for that kind of content right now? Searching on Google, searching on YouTube? Do your research. Do your research and find out for sure, once and for all. Otherwise, you're just going to be wasting your time. And once again, it'll be another hobby that you're not getting paid for. And sooner or later, the novelty wears off, doesn't it? When it's just a hobby. And there's a lot of internet people, it's just a hobby for them because they can't figure out how to monetize their hobby. So if we're going to use YouTube, for instance, we need to do our research so we can determine the topics that people are searching for. And we need to then drill it down so we can find the micro topics that have less competition. So a couple of valuable tips there for you. All right, let's see. Have we got anyone else here? And we'll finish off with number 4, the last one. Okay, the last one. What is it? Well, this is the first time that I've featured this one because I don't like to talk about things that I'm not involved with. I don't like to talk about strategies that I haven't done before. I like to walk the talk. I don't like to talk about strategies that either I haven't done before or I don't have any intention of doing it, right? So this last one was very much in that latter category. I hadn't done it before and I had no intentions of doing it. So I never talked about it, right? Occasionally I might give it a mention, but I never talked about it because I couldn't command authority with a topic that I haven't done myself, that I haven't implemented myself. But I've made the decision to start doing this because I've become convinced that this is a fantastic strategy. A fantastic strategy. Remember what I said at the outset? It's all about content, okay? It's not about froth and bubble. It's not about, just a couple of little frivolous posts on Facebook or spamming people on Messenger. It's not about that at all. It's about establishing you as the go-to person, and the way to do it is with content. It's always gonna be content. And if you're not comfortable with that, well, you've got to do whatever you need to do to get comfortable, because the rules of the internet are not going to change just because you're not comfortable with it. You know what I'm saying? So here's the last one. The last one is podcasts. Now, you've probably heard of podcasts. You've probably attended some podcasts in the past. And as I have, I've attended many podcasts. The reason why I like podcasts is that it gives you an opportunity to go deeper on a topic. Go deeper. It gives you an opportunity to showcase you or your guest or both in a broader way and in a deeper way. And with the advent of motor cars that have you know, they're Wi-Fi enabled, new motor cars, Wi-Fi enabled, podcast button there. Whilst you're driving, you can listen to podcasts. So I believe, making a strategic decision here. I believe that there's a big future for podcasting, a big future for podcasting. I can see a time coming when people are going to kind of turn away from the frivolity of some of the social media platforms, or the frivolous activities associated with social media platforms such as Facebook. They're looking for more depth. They want to learn. They want to find out more about a topic, and a podcast is a fantastic way to do it. And you can be walking and you can listen to a podcast. You can be jogging. You can be at the gym. You could be in the car. You can be doing the daily commute. And as I said, with the advent of Wi-Fi in motor cars, podcasts are going to really come into their own. So that's my last one. I haven't done it, so I can't share any tips or anything like that, but I'm just saying, as a matter of principle, I am moving in that direction, and I hope to have my first podcast up and running within 2 to 3 weeks. Now, people say, well, how can I, you know, some of these podcasts, they last for an hour, or they last for half an hour or something like that. How can I, little old me, how can I fill up a podcast? You don't have to. You can invite people. I've got I can fill up podcasts because I've got quite a, you know, big storehouse of knowledge, but it's not just going to be about me. So I'm going to bring on guests. I've already got a hit list of people. They don't even know it yet. And in fact, maybe one of them's on this call right now, of people that I am going to invite as a guest for the podcast. And that's always easy because the content is not solely provided by you. It's provided by the guest. But guess what? A lot of the credibility is still going to rub off on you anyway, because you were the enabler. You were the one that made it happen. And you've given people a great experience because you've had a good guest and you just interviewed him. You've had a series of set questions and you've interviewed him. So that's more or less how I'm going to do it with the podcast. But it's going to be a fully branded podcast, kind of a format, fully branded to me. And I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about it. I looked at it years ago and I thought, nah, I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for it. But now I am. I'm ready. I'm ready to step it up. All right, so there's the four. There's the four. The blog, that's your foundation. Social media platform, choose one platform, focus on it until you've made your first 50 grand, something like that. Number 3 is video marketing. It's got to be YouTube, hasn't it? And number 4, the podcast. They're my top 4 at the moment. Like I say, there's about another 6. So I'm going to probably develop a little course or something like that with the top 10, and we'll dig much deeper and give people plenty of how-to ideas there. I mentioned my free Tribe Builder community. If you're not a member of that, you can come across and join, because increasingly we're going to be talking about more and more of these issues. Tribe Builder community, you can just send me a PM, personal message, or you can say, you know, give me the link and I'll send that over to you. Okay, all right. Yes, podcasts sound very exciting, says Connie. And yes, Connie, you definitely could be running podcasts, and it will further establish you as the go-to person in your niche. Hi, Michael, good to see you again. Been a little while, great to have you. Okay, so out of the 4, blog, social media, video marketing, podcast, what's your fave? You want to just give me the heads up? What is your favorite strategy of those 4? Or have you got another one that I haven't mentioned? I probably love it as well. Is there something else that I haven't covered? Another one perhaps? Anything? Before I go, because I've got to do a full training. And I'm going to need a minute to take a quick toilet break, and then I go straight into a training with my students. All right. Okay. No. Okay. Fine. That's it. Okay. Someone said something. We'll give you the. Yeah. Hi, Michael. Yeah, Mike. Mike Bain. Yeah. G'day, Mike. How are you? Mike from Canada. Yeah. Yeah. Video. Terrific. And of course, Facebook Lives and all of that's all part of the mix, isn't it? Facebook Lives. In fact, just to finish off, I want to do a Facebook Live. Basically, it'll be one versus the other. YouTube versus Facebook Live. Which is best? Okay. I'm thinking of running that as a topic for my next Facebook Live, or perhaps the one after. Or I think that could be a good one, because see, you might find that my answer will surprise you. Yeah. So there's one there. All right, folks. Well, look, I have to go. Time is waiting. I've got people waiting for me. Connie says text-based content is my favorite. Yeah. I'm hooked on it. I love it. It's awesome. Text-based content. It's fantastic. Some people struggle with it, but hey, look, Connie struggled with it for the first few months, you know, when she started going down this pathway. It was last year. But now look at her. She creates terrific text-based content, really good text-based content, as good as me, maybe even better. All right, folks. Okay, I got to go now. I got to go and take care of my students. All right, see you later. Don't forget, if you want to join Tribe Builder Community, just yell out and I'll give you the link. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Have a good weekend. See you next week. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.